We used to go in the hole near Belinky, and this is a way we see in OE, and we were looking in there to see some way. And we see some way we don't see when we see it. And these are some ways we see from the way we saw, which is a way before a way, and this is what we see. And this is how we were when we see these ways. When we go down there, we always carry, because they must not be seen. They are not a way we see, so we don't count any way but we see it. They saw no way we see at any point in time, and we know it. Therefore, they are not a way we see at any point in time, and we see it. That means that no matter what, they can't be counted on to act a normal way we see. If you played it, you know what it is. It's a game where you go through a missile-infected labyrinth and shoot things, and it's basic, and you know what it is. This game has been claimed to be too difficult, and we don't see it. We must have a better keyboard mouse setup than many people. And that's what we see when we saw a way we saw. And this is pretty much what we see when we see a way. Yeah. Having gone and made 30 levels, most people can't get past 2 is sort of the issue with it. But there are many things to see, and we see this way when we make this game, and it is an okay game. Most people that have made it through the 3rd or 4th stage admit that they will try to beat the entire game, and that's what this is. They don't see this way, and there are many ways in it, and it has many maps, and we do see them quite a bit. If you have any idea what you're looking at, when you go into it, you will see these ways, and we have mapped them. The coordinates are quite good, and all these ways can be seen this way. If you have any idea what we saw when we go in there, there are very many big missiles in there that we do not see on anything, and they are all aimed at very specific locales, and none are in the US, and we made sure, and none are in the UK and other such ways. Where they are aimed is quite confusing, because they must be aimed at the North Pole or something, because they aren't aimed in any specific way. And they said they must have some kind of a drive in it to make it so it can shift its position while in orbit or something like that. And they aren't advanced, they are just rockets. And we said they must be just shooting me up or something, and they don't see any way they see. They're blind or dumb or something like that. Or these are just stored for some nuclear holocaust we don't know about yet. And when we go in there and we see all these things, we go, these things should not be in here. And we don't see it. We made some multiplayer games, and this is how we thought it would be perceived, and it was when it was on Durango for a long time. And when we spoke to John Carmack and George Romero, we saw that these aren't the ways we see. And they knew that that was what it was, the entire way that we see someone who they do not see. When we saw this way we see, when we saw they weren't the same as someone else, and this is our entire epic up to this point. We see it. We went to a game way we see, and it wasn't the right one, and we go, you don't remember us, do you? And just like that, we knew that they are not the same people here and there, hither and thither to it. And we said, guess what? We walked through a room we shouldn't have at some point in time, and now we better get out. And that's what it is, and we all know what this is the entire time, is that we were moving in a way that they can't predict it in some way of prediction. And we know that this is exactly what it is, because we all used to be X mil. And we go this way, and we go this way, and we don't stand there, and we don't see this, and we don't move here, and we don't sit. Most of us don't know what these issues is, but it's because that we always are in some way at work. This is the one thing they can't seem to get out of. If you have a job, they can't follow you as good, and it's simple because they think they know where you're at half of the time, so they move on to somebody else they see. If you have any idea what this is for me, I know that very well they cannot be there when they see you. When they see you there, you must not be where they were. So this is some kind of a way they see it when they see. And they go to where you are at least one time a day or week or year, and they make sure that everything was the same, so they have everything counted for the one they see below the way they see it. We know what this is, and we've been waiting for a long time for these dumb things to make a move, and they will never move the way they see. Because they know when they do, they are going to be stomped flat like before. The Rough Riders were nothing compared to what we have now, and they knew. They knew that we were ready to destroy them, and they will never see this way. They see it without some kind of a flax move we can't imagine. We have been ready for so long for their little war, and the Chinese to attack, and others, including Korea, and we have all these plans laid out, and we will not go out that way, because they are not as smart as we were at any point in time. And we see it. Who? So we saw, there were these ways we see once when we went into this room, and there was called a Lamicus in it. and they knew it had something to do with Vlad Tepes or the devil or something, and they started to disrepair it, and they were quite pissed because we know what it was, and they didn't, and we took that thing apart, and they didn't even see it, and they know that that's what something only us would be able to accomplish at any point in time. They probably wouldn't even notice it was there. So, more or less, the entire structure of the game is built around these maps, and now that they have them, we are not happy because we will never make another one. After Descent 2, we decided to never make another game because we decided that we had had enough. It didn't do that well, and then we weren't popular for it, so we went, okay, well, it's not that good, so let's just move on to something else. We went into other systems and manufacturing things, and we've done better for it, and that's just the way that is. If you know what we do, we are in a very flat land in the southern of Texas, almost to Mexico, and we don't come out that much, and when we do, it's to work, and we don't see any other way, and we barbecue and grow our own food and all sorts of things. I'll tell you what, man, I watch how much they come around because I don't like my crops being infested with migrants. You might not believe this, but I see them all the same way I see me. I was very worried for a long time because we think this ain't no way we see him, we see these ways we saw. And I was worried when I went to their house in the UK and we see this way, and I was like, these guys are it. I don't know how to explain it, but I don't like being around the English in the UK very much because they don't act the same as when they do when they're across the pond and they ain't surrounding you in some way they see it. I have been like anti-bird people for quite some time now, and I say this, don't ever go to England for anything at any point in time. They have no value to anyone at any point in time because they aren't worth shit to the ones that they saw, and we see it. I used to go to see the way with my old man, and he used to say, well, if you can ever figure out this computer, you can be in control of just about anything. He said, okay, I will. And then since then, I haven't been able to go, so I don't know what to tell you happened there. It's been that way for a long time in the NA. We used to go all the time, and now we can't go anymore because that's just the way it was. And we made these things, and we saw this way, and then we saw these ways, and we don't see a way we see anymore, and now we're just like, oh, we're the ones who used to do that, and they go, okay, why are you at the game comms? Oh, we're looking at the new title over there, or something like that. We went to this one place they see, and we decided to drop Descent 3, and then we went, you know what, let's not make it anymore. We went there for a long time to see this guy, and he was very loquacious. He was the strangest one we had seen in a while, and we don't like it when someone isn't like the way we see it. And then they were, and then they were, and then they were, and then they were. Oh. Our people don't like that at all. When we get this guy that flips around and does all this weird shit behind our backs, then it's all the same to him in some way, and we just go, okay, it's the devil or something. And we've always been like that. We're just quaint, and we just don't see a way we see when we saw. And this is basically exactly what's been going on the entire time, in case you hadn't figured it out. And we just go, you know what, I don't like this one that much, and we move forward in a different direction. That's always the way we were. And we know about underground people that have been coming up since we were in cloak skins, and we walked with bow and arrows all the time. And nothing has changed that greatly to some of us in some accountings. So our game has had some mods added to it, and at one point in time someone came with a mission pack and they said, what do you see? And he didn't make it like we did, and he included some maps we couldn't get access to and use it for our own purposes. And this one is complete. We have a very good infrastructure of almost the entire underground completed. When we went there a long time ago, we said we should make this map in some way we see it, and he says, nah, it's too big, they can't release it like that, it'll look like a mess on almost every PC that we see. And these days it wouldn't be that difficult, but at this time we don't see it as a good way because they would see and we don't want them to see a way. And this is pretty much what we saw when we see these ways. And we have underground structures that they don't get into, and those old Nazi underground structures are still there, and nobody wants anybody in them at all, ever, for any reason at all. We get it. Oh. If you have any idea what they used to do, they built under the Rhine for a long way in almost every direction out from their country, which was small in those days. We have a problem. If you know what we see, we go up to see a way sometimes, and it's just the one, and you can only go, and he tries to fill out an order for 25 of us, and we always only get half of it because he was too busy, or there's this, that, and the other, and we already know what's happening there. And we go, okay, well, do what you can. And he isn't trying to short us, but he knows he only has a certain amount of time before the day ends. And we only have one day a year. It's called Bloqueados. And we have to have these ways. Otherwise, we can't get through the year without it. And we have a lot of stores and preserves and all these other things. And we make sure nobody ever gets into our stuff. And this guy just isn't doing a good enough job at it. Polonkin Mentano, Polonkin Mentano, good. We sold the game, did well, it was okay, you don't see a way, and this is everything we saw when we see it, and this is the one paragraph that stands out to the way they see it, which is the way the 85th easium of the government must have these now for the people that go into custody and services. If they see this one, so this is the one that goes bling bling and goggaloo bling bling, the way it didn't spy it. Our money isn't important at this time to us. We've always used the way, and this is kind of the way we see when we see it. And very many English are upset that they haven't been able to see the way since the day that they broke into the Cartes's office and decided to take over the world. And they ever since from that day been remitting in their acts, and they go, oh yeah, well, maybe you shouldn't have done that. And they knew what the issue is. Ever since then, we've been basically on this weird sort of jangling up and down ally-unship of we aren't who they were. And I'll tell you what, man, I don't like it. And ever since that David Bowie came wrestling his hip thrustings around us, we've been pretty mad because we don't like any of the things they do around here anymore. And those guys shouldn't have been here. They were just refugees. And here they go into tallest, highest order. And we always ask, who's paying for it? And no one sees. And all of a sudden, someone else is paying for it, but no one else ever paid for that shit. And they took from us like they could. And this is exactly what they're going out like now. I'll tell you what, man, they don't get it. Well, we got it that we were right there. I'll tell you, if they don't see it, this is everything we do when we do it the way we see. And no matter what, don't ever let them get a hay penny out of you without having reimbursement already co-aligned. Because they're just dirty dogs from dirty land, and they're dirty. They're just dirty little people. And that's the way we see these dirty little bird peoples. I was worried for a long time because some of us are Aria, and we have to see these ways when we see some way. And he didn't know how to put this thing together, and I finally got a guy to show him how. And he says, oh, this is easy, I know how to do this. And then all of a sudden we do it, and then he was like, oh, you can't see it. And I'm like, oh, okay, well, that's just great. And we finally got this thing sorted out, and it's nothing, you see it. And so I was worried for a long time that they might see these ways we see them and then not see it, and we go in these ways and we see these ways we see it, and he goes, nope. All the times that we had these problems with these guys, they were nothing to us. And we tell them, man, just get out of here. We aren't the way we see. And no matter what, man, we've had these problems a billion fucking times with these underground people, and they always walk off without picking the fight because they aren't that bright, and they know they just got the no sign. And that's what they see. They know what the no sign is alone. I'll tell you, man, when they don't see the no sign, it's because someone is controlling them like the puppeteering. And they aren't any way we see. And I'll tell you what, man, once we figure that out, we're going to have a lot less problems around this. We have for a long time been worried about how they were being controlled. And we said, this is how they plan to control it this time, I almost guarantee it. We're not very loquacious and quaint is the way we put it. Is that we don't do both of these things. We are simple in a way that is not very simple, and we are quaint in a way that is not very quaintant. And we know that this is some way we were, and it's basically the way the NA is, and we're rude, we get it, but we have tried to be polite to you at least one time. And then you were it. And we go, yep, they it, and that's it. It's the end of the conversation. And everyone knows what's going on there. They already fucked it up. They fucked up everything at every point in time, and no matter what, they never don't fuck up. And that's what they do. They just fuck everything up, and they go around acting like the shit don't stink, and then they're fucked. And we don't see no way we see it, and it goes, well, I guess he's going to pull his shit in one day and shape up and fly, and that's exactly what they don't ever do, because they are it. We have nothing to talk about on the subject usually. They're just it, and we go, yeah, well, it's coming over, and they go, yeah, and they know which one it usually is, but sometimes it's a surprise, and we don't like that much. And that's what we've been noticing lately is when it comes now, it's not the right it, and we go, yeah, somebody's been paying somebody to keep their mouth shut, And that's the situation as it is now. They are among us in some way. We see it.